Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shubhangi Daswadkar, working as Associate Professor in Pharmaceutical Chemistry Department at Dr. D.Y. Patil College of Pharmacy, Akurdi, Pune. Today I am discussing about essay of H2 blockers. Let's see what are the contents of today's presentation. Hormone regulation of acid secretion, chemistry and stereochemistry of histamine, tautomers of histamine and essay of H2 blockers. First of all, see that what is the role of hormone in acid secretion. The most important hormone is gastrin and acetylcholine as a neurotransmitter. Both of these is binding to the respective receptor present onto the endocrine cell, due to which histamine is stored in the form of granules is released from the endocrine cell and binding to the H2 receptor present onto the gastric parietal cell and activate the enzyme is called as the adenate cyclase. This adenate cyclase convert ATP into the cyclic AMP. It acts as a second messenger, and this cyclic AMP activate enzyme proton potassium ATPase, in which exchange of the proton with the potassium ions with the help of ATP. That's why it's called as a proton potassium ATPase pump. This helps the entry of H plus ion inside the parietal cell and potassium ion goes outside the cell. Meanwhile, acetylcholine and gastrin also binding to the gastric parietal cell. In that condition, these more acetylcholine and gastrin increase the concentration of calcium ion inside the gastric parietal cell. This also helps for the activation of proton potassium ATPase pump, and due to which increasing the concentration of H plus ion inside the gastric parietal cell and helps the secretion of acid molecule. This secret acid molecule break down the food material and easily absorbed through the GIT and further metabolized into the intestine. In that way, the gastrin and acetylcholine helps the release of histamine, and this histamine helps for the release of acid secretion. The next important is the chemistry of histamine. The histamine is also called as a imidazole or beta-imidazole ethylamide derivative. In that condition, imidazole ring near to the beta carbon atom is binding to the ethylamide side chain. That's why it's called as a beta-imidazole ethylamide derivative. The next is the nitrogen atom is present at the first position. It's called as a tele, is indicated with the some italic T. The next is nitrogen atom is present at the third position. It's called as a pros, is also called as a or indicated with the pi symbol. Due to this, ethylamine side chain is binding to this beta carbon atom. Near to this, they forming the asymmetric center and getting the geometrical isomer. They're getting the two geometrical isomer trans and Koch conformation. In trans, both the functional groups are present in opposite direction, means have the 180-degree angle, and this kind of the conformation is binding to the both the receptor H1 and H2. In case of the Koch, both the functional groups have the angle is near about only 60 degree, and this Koch conformation is only binding to the H1 receptor, do not binding to the H2 receptor. Means from this stereochemistry we found out that what you are designing the any kind of the H2 blockers only have the trans conformation, then and then is binding to the H2 receptor. The next is important is tautomer. Tautomers means the movement of H plus ions or movement of hydrogen ion. In that condition, you are getting the two tautomer. First is called as N-tele tautomer and the next is N-pi tautomer. Histamine is always present in a monocation form to show the biological activity. Once they are converted to the dication form or 1,3-dication form is easily dissociated from the side. Again, for the showing the activity towards the H2 receptor always present in the form of monocation form. Dication form do not showing any activity onto the H2 receptor. In that condition, what is happening in case of the monocation? Amine group is converted into the ammonium form or ammonium ion, and this is called as a monocation form, and further there the addition of H plus ions, again they convert into the dication form. Looking to the ratio of N-tele tautomer to N-pi tautomer is near about 4.2, means it consists of 80% of the N-tele tautomer and N-pi tautomer. Means what is indicated here? For the binding to the H2 receptor always have the N-tele tautomer. Two things is most important. First, require the trans configuration, and the next is present into a form of N-tele tautomer. Let's see what is the SRO and how to develop the H2 blockers. To make the selectivity towards the H2 receptor, first of all, they're doing the substitution of methyl group at the fifth position and getting the 5-methyl histamine. It is making the selectivity towards the H2 receptor, but it is not antagonist, it is an agonist, only making the selectivity towards the H2 receptor. The next is here, the instead of amine group is replaced with guanidine functional groups, due to which we are getting the weak antagonist molecule, that is a decrease the secretion of acid Why is it again the selectivity towards the H2 receptor? First, again due to the substitution of methyl group at the 5th position and guanidine functional group, it makes a antagonist molecule. The next is that what you are doing, the guanidine group is highly basic, due to which what happen again, they are the increasing the basicity and they are again reducing the activity. That's why this guanidine functional group is replaced with methyl thiourea group and again increasing the chain length up to the 4 carbon atom. In histamine consists of only 2 carbon atom. Here increasing the chain length up to the 4 carbon atom. And this is the formation of first antagonist or the full antagonist called as a burimamide. This burimamide is consist of imidazole ring, 4 carbon atom chain. The next is consist of methyl thiourea group is there. And these are the full antagonist, but still it is a low potency and poor oral bioavailability. That's why making the further modification. In this further modification, instead of here the butyl group, here introduction of electronegative atom into this side chain, it is called as the thioether functional group. And the next is again it consists of methyl thiourea functional groups. And do again have the methyl group at the 5th position. That's why it is a more selectivity towards the H2 receptor. And this is forming the molecule is called as a metimide. It is a full H2 antagonist with high potency, improved oral viability than the burimamide, but still toxic due to the presence of these kind of the thiourea molecule. Which kind of the toxicity is producing the agranulocytosis. And that's why making the further modification. Which kind of the modification we are doing? Again, instead of here, the thiourea group is replaced with cyano-imino functional group. Means cyanide group is attached to the carbon-nitrogen double bond is called as the imino. Cyano-imino functional groups, they are reducing the toxicity associated with the thiourea group. Remaining structure will be same like previous structure, and getting the molecule is called the cimetidine. And this cimetidine is a full H2 antagonist, higher oral viability, highest potency and low toxicity. The next is called as a fumetidine. In fumetidine, the imidazole ring is replaced with another heterocycle is called as a thiazole with the guanidine side chain, and here consists of sulfoamyl group is attached to the imino group. It is sulfoamyl imino group is there, and it is a 40 times more active than the cimetidine with oral viability is near about 37 to 45%. The further making the modification, here the imidazole ring is replaced with your substituted furan ring and gives the ranitidine, and which is a 6 times more active than the cimetidine with the oral viability is up to the 52%. And here instead of here sulfoamyl imino group is replaced with nitromethylene group is there. Is also improve the oral viability. The next category is called as an nizatidine. It is again nizatidine. What you are doing? Again it consists of nitromethylene group is there, but here it consists of thiazole ring system is there, and again it is a 10 times more active than the cimetidine with improved oral viability near about 98%. The next is roxetidine. In case of the roxetidine, here the heterocyclic ring is piperidine is fused with another benzene ring molecule with the ether moiety, and the next is they are attached to the amide group, and the further they consist of acetate molecule is there. This roxetidine also showing the better activity than the ranitidine. And the next is what is the general structure we get after the making the structural modification. From this all the structure we find out that imidazole ring is not important for the making the antagonist molecule for the H2 receptor, and that's why we're getting the general structure is it consists of heterocyclic ring. It may be any imidazole ring, thiazole ring, furan ring is there, piperidine ring is there, any heterocyclic ring, then fuse with the thioether or with the thioether side chain, and then amine functional group with the polar or non-basic group is there. Amine group in the form of thiourea, it may be methyl thiourea group is there, or it may be guanidine functional group is there, and polar non-basic group means like sulfoamyl imino group is there, cyano-imino group is there, nitromethylene group is there. Such kind of polar group is present into the side chain, and that's why we get such kind of the general structure for the designing of or the further development of H2 blockers. The next we are looking at the what your bioavailability or the what your pharmacokinetic parameters for the developed H2 antagonist. Here taking the example of 4 H2 antagonists, cimetidine, formatidine, nizatidine and ranitidine. Cimetidine have the relative potency is 1 and oral variety is near about 63 to 78%. And what is the active metabolite is the sulfoxide or hydroxymethyl group is there and it is excreted through the renal route. And famotidine relative potency is 40%. Oral viability is 37 to 45%, is metabolized with the S oxide and it is again excreted through the renal route. The next is nizatidine, relative potency is 10 and oral viability is highest, is near about 98%. And what is the active metabolites is N-monodesmethyl or N-oxide metabolite and is again excreted through the renal route. And the next is ranitidine, relative potency is 6, oral viability is 52%. And it is inhibited by inhibits the two enzyme is monooxygenase and cytochrome P450. Metabolizes N-oxide, N-desmethyl sulfoxide. These are the metabolites are there and it's excreted by the two route is renal or biliary route. And whenever looking to the metabolism, what your dose is given, out of which near about average is 25 to 37% of the dose is metabolized and then they are excreted from the body. And from this they are getting the idea about what your different derivative of the H2 antagonist. In that way we are designing the various antagonists and getting the in future we get the new H2 antagonist. I hope you getting the overview about the different kind of the H2 blockers, how to design based upon to the structural modification, and hope you enjoy this lecture. Okay, all the best.